Welcome to my drawing advent calendar. Every day until Christmas you'll get a drawing tip or a little mini drawing lesson. Click on the bell to be reminded. Have fun and a wonderful holiday season. Let's draw today a little bit of black fur. Let's draw some clumps of black fur. So let's start to draw a little sketch. So let's map in some clumps of fur here. You know, black fur is never only black. You can see lots of colors in black fur. So first let's start and map in here some clumps. So let's try to make it easy. Just map in here some clumps and follow the direction of the fur. So this size is about 5 centimeters. So it's not too big, it's a small fur study here. So let's map in here a little bit of the shadow and some clumps. Okay, then let's start to add more color as our first base layer. So I'm using here pit pastel pencils from Faber-Castell. Here the black one, 199, and now let's map in here more black as a base layer. So you can see between the clumps of fur there are shadow areas. So let's map in here a little bit of the black. Also here let's map in black. For those shadow areas I'm using more pressure, so I draw in here the pastel pigment with more pressure. So I apply in the shadow areas more pressure. Okay. Then let's use a mid-tone, for example, a middle gray, and let's add here a base layer of middle gray, or you can also use light blue. Here I have the Cappuccino 435, it's the light blue of the Cappuccinos. I always use the light blue of the Cappuccinos because the pits don't have a very light blue, they only have a middle blue. So let's map in here the first base layer of the light blue, and let's blend those layers together with the fingers. I'm using the finger here. You can also use a paper stamp or a paper tissue, for example. Let's map in here the first base layer into the paper. Blend it very well. I'm using here Pastel Mart, Clairefontaine Pastel Mart. Then let's start adding our first structure. I'm using here a little bit of the dark indigo, so it's the pit 157. So let's draw in here a next layer, map in a next layer of the dark blue here. We're using low pressure now. Blend it a little bit with the finger. And then let's use the black again, and let's start plotting in and mapping in the fur direction and the fur structure. So let's draw in some black lines here as shadows between the lighter hairs, blend it together. So we are creating now the texture of the fur structure, some shadows between all those clumps of fur. Always following the direction here of the fur. Then let's add some fine strokes with a lighter color. I'm using here light gray, the 230 of the bit, a cold gray, And I'm using very low pressure here. I don't press the pencil onto the drawing surface. I scratch very lightly with a very gentle light hand here over the paper. Very, very gently. I always recommend to use less pressure when you are drawing animals. Yes, so and then let's cross those hairs and let's build up here a little bit, yes, some more layers, and let's add contrast. So here I'm drawing in some of the lighter highlights or lighter reflections in the fur. Follow the direction, and now we are trying to, yes, to build up those clumps. In black fur there you can always find different colors, not only grays or blacks. So let's add a little pink, a little skin color, pinky color. So the 132 of the pits, a light skin color, is very beautiful in black furs. You can find in black fur the reflections of the surroundings. You can see reflections of the sky, for example, or of the meadow, and you often can see pinky colors or violets and so on. A color I love to use is also the Caput Mortuum 169. So let's map in a little bit, let's blend the layers together gently with the Caput Mortuum, and let's apply a very thin layer of the Caput Mortuum. So this first study here is really a very short, quick fur tutorial. We are only drawing today this little clump of black fur here, but I hope you can see how the layering process works and how we can build up here black fur very easily. So let's sharpen the black again, and then let's add some more layers of black. I love the pit pastel pencils because they are harder, so I prefer to use them. I love to work with pit of Faber-Castell, the pit pastel pencils. Yes, so let's map in here some darker shadow areas between all those clumps, and let's map in here some strokes, some darker strokes. Here, let's add some fluffy hairs flying here over the edges of the clumps here. Yes, I hardly touch the paper and scratch over the surface here very, very gently. So you can build up very fine fluffy fur here. Also here, let's go over the edges here and let's let the hairs go together here to tips. So let's create here the tips and the fine ends of the strands of the clumps of the fur. Also here I'm layering so I'm layering all my lines here. Draw one layer over the other, let them overlap, and so let's create the fur structure here and more depth in the fur. Also here, let them go together here on the ends to create fine hair ends, fine hair tips. You can use very low pressure. First you press a little bit and then you hardly touch the paper. So let's add some lighter hairs on top, for example with the skin color. Let them cross a little bit, let them overlap. So add some crossing hair here. Sometimes the wind is blowing and fur is never smooth, so let's try to add some of those flying wild hairs, so that makes your fur more realistic. Okay, so let's refine the fur structure a little bit, and let's add some details. Let's add some fine hairs or lines of the caput mortuum, and again let's map in a little bit of the black for shadows. Let's increase the darker shadow areas here. Here we can add a little bit of shadow, and here, so you can play around a little bit with your fur structure. Take your time you need, so that's only here a quick short tutorial how you can build up your layers for your black fur. So let's add here some of those fluffy fine flying hairs again. Okay, so great. So I wish you lots of fun practicing this black fur today, and yes, have fun with drawing. I hope this mini drawing lesson was helpful for you. Tell me your experiences below in the comments. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell. And then I invite you to join the waitlist to my drawing membership Animal Art Club. See the link in the description. And then see you tomorrow in the next video.